Hello, class of cannabis. It's been a glorious year. I want someone in here to stand to their feet and tell me their best way to smoke. Who will it be? You right here. What's your name, girl?
Not him. It don't really matter when we all agree. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough.
What's up with y'all out there? This is the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J
and Serpo Jr. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend.
That's right. That's right. And we want to thank everybody that tune in and tap in with us, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. Keep on tapping in with us. And we got a special guest in the house tonight, the homeboy Jay from Dry Flower. How you doing, man?
What up, fellas? I'm fucking doing great. Thanks for having me on. I feel blessed to be here.
Oh, man, for sure. We blessed to have you, bro. For real, man. So before we dig all the way into the show, we always do the best way to smoke tip. And when we have a guest, we ask the guest, what's your best way to smoke tip for the people?
I mean, for me, it's dabs for the win. You know, it's live rosin. It's fresh, pressed, live rosin all day.
Most definitely.
Now, any way to smoke is better than nothing, you know, whatever. But for me, it's live rosin for the win.
I could dig it, man. And that's Jay's best way to smoke, man, that live rosin.
That's right. Yep. I can dig it.
For sure. So, yeah, we're going to dig right into it, man. So, you know, for our audience to find out a little bit about you, man. So where you from?
So I'm originally from SoCal. I'm a transplant up into Oregon. I've been here for 15 years. And I run a company called Dry Flower. And it's deep weed game, man. I've been in the game for like 30 years. I've developed these hang harvesting systems that streamline the harvest process, really game-changing equipment that organizes and streamlines harvest at any scale. Whether you're growing a plant, you're growing 1,000 acres, I got exactly the equipment you need.
Right. Whether large or small.
That's right. I got tent kits. If you're growing in a tent, you know, they got homegrown tent kits. A lot of people grow in a tent. I've got a custom kit that hangs in the tent in about 5 seconds, and you're ready to cut and chop and hang your flower right there in the tent, really organized and clean, fail-proof. No string and baling wire and freaking clothespins and, you know, just kind of janky shit. You know, none of that. This is like clean, streamlined, professional, organized, top-of-the-line equipment.
Oh, that's dope. And the design, so was this something that you came up with yourself, or did you have help coming up with it?
You know, it's funny. It's been such a development over years. It really started, you know, my journey on the hang harvesting system. It just started through direct experience, you know, overcoming all the pinch points, all the you know, the problems with harvesting. And harvest is a shit show. You know, if you're knocking down a plant in your backyard, you know, and it's a pound or a couple pounds, it's a lot of fun. You can take your time, you know, it's really usually not that stressful. But when you're knocking down, you know, 10, 50, hundreds of pounds, it's almost always disorganized and ugly because there's no equipment involved. It usually is like nets and trellis and totes and just kind of trying to figure it out along the way. You know, so it's very sloppy, and shit show is the best way to describe a standard cannabis or hemp harvest. It's a shit show. Absolutely. So this has all been developed through, you know, 30 years plus boots on the ground, growing weed myself, experience, and trying to understand what the problems are and how do we overcome those limitations and problems when you're harvesting cannabis, because it's a very unique product. It's a very unique flower. So it requires a lot of understanding and proper handling to get it from knockdown, you know, dried, bucked, trimmed, and in a bag properly without being too dry, without being too moist, without, you know, all this, you know, all untrimmed properly, etc. So, you know, it's the system's been developed 30 years, boots on the ground, and it continues to develop. But yeah, it's like I said, game-changing stuff.
And it's catching on a lot. Yeah, I was looking at on your Instagram, you know, and seeing, you know, the setup and how it's set up. It does look real professional and neat.
Yeah, it's organized, and what we do is we start with like consultations. Typically, we'll start with a consultation with growers
Yeah.
and find out how much they're knocking down at a time. Say it's 10 pounds or 100 pounds or 10,000 pounds, and then we work backwards. We do a 3D CAD drawing of their dry room that shows them exactly what they're going to need if they want to hang 1,000 dry pounds in there at a time, or 1,000 wet pounds, or whatever they're hanging. We got the conversions. We have the know-how to nail their target, so they're not buying too much equipment, not buying too little equipment, so that we can be practical about their expectations. If they want to put 5,000 pounds in a bedroom, it's never going to happen, but we can tell them exactly how much they can get in there. So yeah, organized, streamline, guaranteed, fail proof. I mean, those are just some of the terms that come to mind with the system.
Right.
And game changer. Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's the best way.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of fun along the way. Like I said, I spent 30 plus years just selling weed and growing weed and smuggling weed, and to be able to get out of the game from the grow game and get into picks and shovels, so to speak, and be serving growers like really fucking awesome equipment, man.
Elevation.
So
yeah, that's elevation, man.
It is. It feels really good. And at Dry Flower, not only do we have a revolutionary tool and like next level equipment, but our culture is rooted in hot yoga and health and wellness.
Yeah.
And so we're not really into mafia and strippers and gold chains and shit. We're into like family and juice and yoga and like smoking dabs.
Yep. Yeah, I seen the yoga. How long you been doing the yoga?
Oh shit, the yoga. I got into the yoga when I was a fugitive. I ran from the feds for like just about 10 years, and kind of halfway through that process, I got into Bikram yoga, which is 90-minute hot yoga, it's torture, and it's like the best thing you'll ever do for yourself. You want to live healthy and happy and feel good, this is the way. So I got into Bikram maybe around 2008, and it just, it changed my life, man. That was the motivation. Once I got deep into Bikram yoga, I became a Bikram yoga teacher. That was the motivation that actually made me turn myself in. Like, that's what gave me the courage. Once I became a teacher and was involved in this type practice, dude, I just felt superhuman. Honestly, it makes you just feel incredible. It brings you clarity within yourself, and helps you to get direction in life. So that's really what guided me, to turning myself in was the Bikram yoga, man. So just over 10 years I've been practicing. Shit, no, longer than that. I've been practicing like 15 years now, teaching for about 11, 12.
Right. So when you was in the feds, were you able to still do it in there?
Well, no, I only did a couple months in jail. So I ran for 10 years. And then I turned myself in back. I had charges in Ohio, state charges at that time. The feds just took my property. Eventually they just kind of stopped looking, let me go, and just the state took over. But no, I only did 2 months in county jail in Cincinnati County.
Yeah.
So I lucked out, dude. I was looking at 8 years.
That's a successful run.
Smuggling bricks, to from California to Cincinnati in 2002. And I just got lucky, man. 10 years running, a new judge, new prosecutor, everything changed. And, they didn't have a case anymore. So I ultimately copped a deal for 6 months in county just to plead guilty to trafficking, 1 count or whatever. And was blessed, dude. I did 2 months in county jail. I practiced yoga every day. I was like teaching yoga in there, and
that's dope.
Just like, being the light, and lifting up those around me, dude, to higher levels of vibes. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's dope. So like, so when your day starts, when you get up in the morning, is practicing yoga something you do every morning before you get your day started?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I did. Right. I closed my studio down a couple of years ago. Before, right when I was starting Dry Flower, that's when I started that's when I closed the studio down, was when I was starting Dry Flower. And so since then I practice when I can, because there's not a local studio, it's maybe once a week if I'm lucky. No, my day usually looks like, starting out with a dab, on my way to the coffee shop
I could
around
dig it.
6:30 to 7 a.m. I'm usually get my coffee by 7 a.m. and the dab shortly before that. And then, emails and just, dude, surfing, drawings and doing setting up customers with dry rooms. And then working out. I got a weight rack in the warehouse, and me and the crew work out at lunch or in the afternoon. We'll just drop what we're doing and do 45 minutes of front squats or push press or whatever, dude. We'll get at it, cleans, whatever to stay fit. You know what I mean? If we've got a lull in any kind of production, we just get it, dude. We just go and do pull-ups.
Go do something. Yeah, stay active.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what we're all about, man. Active lifestyle, healthy, joyful well-being.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and it was good to meet y'all at CannaCon. Was it a successful run at CannaCon for you guys?
It was good. It was good. For us, because we're just, very little known company, any exposure for us is good. Anytime we can get out there and rub elbows with growers and just let them know we're here and what we have, it's amazing. And, can you always get more leads? Yeah, maybe. But it was a great time. We met some really cool people, linked up with you guys there,
So, for sure.
It's like there were some super cool cats there. Really legacy growers, a lot of cool guys, a lot of cool guys that, some of them have equipment, some of them don't. Met a lot of customers we have so many existing customers now that it's great to go to shows and just rub elbows with guys that are using our equipment and get the feedback of, hey, how's it going for you? How's it working? Any feedback, any critical feedback, we love it. Any criticism, which is kind of rare, but people just love what we have. We've got so much different equipment, and really there's no one in the cannabis game doing anything like what we do, not even close. Like we're just so unique. We have a full product line. We've got, multiple size hangers, multiple type hangers. Everything is usually custom. So, when we talk to people, what we do, we customize their dry room and their harvest, their workflow, so that it's streamlined. They might need a little bit of these brackets. They might need some of those hangers, some of those sticks. I don't know until I talk to them and understand what they're doing. And once I do that, I set them up with the ideal system. And so it's mix and match from any number. We've got probably 60 different SKUs. We have so many different parts and pieces and different apparatus that's useful if you're using the system. So it's everything case by case. If you're growing indoor, you're growing outdoor. Dude, we have equipment. I'm telling you, we have equipment for every single grower, exactly what they need to streamline their harvest and change it in ways they never even grasped, until they get the stuff in their hands. So game changer stuff, you guys. Absolutely.
That's dope.
Go back in time, you know what I'm saying? Like how you say, like you got the revolutionary equipment now. Go back, you know what I'm saying, to some of the little problems that you done bumped into to where it's like, we need to change this. Give us a good one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll tell you where it started. See if I can describe this. The very first application of this hang harvesting system was I was growing in a garage in a house. I had to carry the flower from the garage outside into the yard, into the house, and then up some stairs. And then upstairs, I had to hang it in an attic closet. So it was like 20-foot long attic closet that was 6 foot tall in the center, but came down to like a 4-foot sidewall. So you could stand up and walk straight down the center, but if you were on the side, it was only 4 feet tall. You had to squat down. And so we ran wires across the attic. It was 20 feet long, 6 feet wide. We ran wires side to side, the whole length. And so what happens was we'd bring the flower up from downstairs. We'd hang it on hangers, on plastic hangers. We'd bring it up to the attic. And then when we got to the attic, we'd have to crouch down like in a low squat under the wires that are 4 feet and crawl and fucking put these hangers that are full all the way at the end of the 20-foot closet while we're doing like a crab walk, because we got to be real short under the wires. Right. And one day anybody that's grown for over 10 years, they all used baling wire back in the day. So everybody understands what I'm talking about. but you'd have to go underneath the wire in a room so that you could get to the other wires. And you always had a wire nice and low because you wanted to utilize all of that space up and down, right? You wanted to put a wire down low because you're going to hang some shit down there. So one day I'm in there and I had a broomstick that somehow I happened to lift up and rest from the 1 4-foot wall to the other 4-foot wall. There was like a little ledge along the whole wall, a 2x4. And there was, so I put this broomstick on there and the fucking light bulb went off in my head right then. And I realized that if I put this broomstick, if I took all the fucking wires out, got rid of the wires, no more crouching, I could walk all the way to the back of the closet because it was 6 feet tall in the center. I could just walk straight back there, no crouching. And then I could take a stick, this was a broomstick, and I would rest it on the 4-foot ledge side to side, and then I'd hang a bunch of hangers on it. And then I'd go fucking get more hangers, and I'd walk up and I'd get another stick, and I'd walk all the way to the back to where the other one was, almost to it, and I'd just put another stick across and fucking put more hangers. And I would backfill my way out, and I wouldn't go under shit because there was no wires. I would put the stick instead of a wire as I needed it. Right?
Work
so
smarter, not harder.
I'm putting hangers, and then I'm backing out, and I put a stick, and I put hangers. The stick was right where the wire was, but instead of a wire screwed into the 2x4, the stick rested on top of the 2x4s across onto that ledge on the sides. And so fucking bells, just lights went off. And I was like, shit, dude, I'm going to start putting sticks and then put hangers on the sticks. And then you don't have the sag. When you put wire, everything sags down to the middle of a wire. If you have a wire, let's say it's 8 foot from one wall to the other, and you load it, everything fucking sags down to the middle. It all dries and starts to like creep together. And it's a problem. You know, fucking ask anybody that's done it. It's a problem. So this, when you put hangers on a stick, the stick doesn't bend. It stays rigid and true. So when you put hangers on, everything stays locked in and square. So, you know, I could fill that closet, and then when I wanted to empty it, I would take the hangers, I would move them out of the way, I would grab the stick off the shelf, I'd move that out of my way, and then I would move deeper into the closet without having to crouch under wires. So that might sound like, you know, kind of basic, but that's a big fucking deal when you're.
Hell yeah, it is. It's revolutionary.
You're at flow, dude. It's big. It's a big fucking deal. So then, you know, I started looking at, well, you know, what's the next application is the hanger. And we started out with a pant hanger, which is like a closed hanger with an open end, right? And from there, we used that. We started working with that, and then it really just evolved over time to what it is now. It's just a. Man, it's fucking awesome product, you guys. I gotta say, it's a really sick product. I mean, it's dope. When you get your hands on it, it speaks for itself. Like, I don't have to say shit. You know, when you use it or you talk to anybody that's used it, talk to them. You know,
talk to them. Right. And that's
ask them.
That's dope that you able to say that. Just go talk to my customers. You know,
dude, I'll set customers up with other potential customers. I'll say, dude, oh, you want to get this equipment? If you want this equipment, call this guy. He's using it. Pick his brain. Ask him whatever you want. You know what I mean? Talk behind my back. Find out what's up. If it sucks, it sucks. Get to the bottom of it. I'm that confident about it. Like, I don't even give a shit. Dude, go be. I'm transparent. I'm fully transparent. So, you know, go talk about it. You know what I mean? I got nothing but good things to say about it, and that's how it is. So. I feel blessed because I have innovated this product that is revolutionary. It's game changer, and it's so needed in the cannabis space because right now, if you're not using this, you're using a net, a trellis, some wire hanger, plastic hangers. I've used all that stuff. I've tried every method. I've done it all. I've done almost everything except for other things other people have created, which nothing comes close to what I've created here. Nothing, hands down.
And what makes it even better is that you have the product, but you also have the knowledge to be able to lace people up and say, man, you could do your shit like this, do it like this. Oh, you got this size. You know what I mean? So that's dope.
So
that's exactly it, man. Because I grew weed most of my life. I grew indoor. I grew outdoor. I fucked up so many times. It's ridiculous. And so when I talk to somebody and they tell me what they're doing, they're like, okay, I got a 10 lighter indoor. I'm doing like a 1/4 acre outdoor. I've got a mixed light greenhouse and I'm taking it across town. whatever they're doing, once I dive in with them, dude, I know what they're doing. I become them in a way of like understanding what do we need to accomplish here? Where are we getting this from? Where's it going? And what do we need to do? And I have the luxury of not only having the experience, but having a tool belt with so many different products and tools, a lot of things that some people don't even know about. And so when I dive in, dude, I know what they got. They have no idea what they need. I know exactly what they need because I've got so much stuff in my tool belt. It's going to be a combination of a little bit of everything, you know?
Oh, that's dope.
So, yeah, man, we just need exposure. That's all we need. It's, you know, the words getting out. This is industry standard.
Yep. Because it's eye opening, like you said, to have you know, people see that, okay, now you ain't got to use a hanger to where all your shit gonna sink down. You can level your shit out. You ain't got to crawl under no barbed wire and shit like that and, you know, do stuff like that. So it's definitely a good play. What got you into growing, though?
Dude, smoking weed.
On every day.
Of course, dude. You know, it's like, look, I started smoking, you know, when I was 15, 16, as soon as I started smoking weed, it was like I wanted to grow my own weed. You know, there were seeds in a bag, and I'm like, shit, how do you grow this? You know, so I was popping seeds at 15, 16, you know, not harvesting, but sprouting seeds and like kind of taking it somewhere and, you know, not even knowing males and females. Like, you know, back in, this is like early 90s, dude, there was, you know, you had High Times magazine, but there was nowhere to go. It was just your homies that were doing stuff. And really, in high school, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, that nobody's growing weed. You know, no, not really. I was like middle class, you know, outside LA, growing up in like Santa Clarita. Right. So, you know what I mean? It was like I was smoking right away. As soon as I started smoking weed, I quickly was selling weed. I was like, shit, if I need to get this cheaper, I'm gonna buy an ounce and sell half and get a half for myself.
So that's telling us that it was love at first hit, huh?
Yeah, you already know, bro. You already know, dude. I was smoking and I never looked back, man. I've been smoking, you know, 30, I don't know, 32, 34 years strong. And, you know, with just a couple breaks for probation and, you know, whatever else. But yeah, I mean, I fell in love right away and wanted to grow right away. And then when I did start growing, like, shit, there's a whole nother passionate can of worms, you know, of just like growing. You know, there's so much joy in growing weed, and especially now that there's so much freedom to do it. You know, when I started in the 90s, it was so shady and dirty, man. You couldn't show your plants or let anybody see your plants, or even, you know, it was just sketchy. It was super sketchy, and so it was a different game altogether than it is now. Yeah, but you know, I didn't have a successful harvest until I was probably, you know, living on my own at maybe 20. Okay. You know, that was probably my first successful harvest of, I guess it was maybe 18 then, maybe a half pound of outdoor weed in my backyard, like a bunch of little, you know.
What was it though? What strain?
You know, what's so funny was it was all brickweed. It was all total brickweed strain. It was like, we didn't have any good seeds. You know,
right. Just,
brickweed, and it was like these really nice tiger stripe seeds.
Stress.
And a buddy of mine was like, oh, you're going to grow that brickweed? That stuff's garbage. And I'm like, listen, you guys, it needs fucking good food. It needs proper conditions. And I guarantee you this is going to be way better than what's in the brick, you know? Yeah. And it was like, believe it or not, it was fire. It was some fire, you know, it was some fire shit, dude. It was super bomb. It was, you know, not, you know, and I'm not going to compare it to what's coming out now, but for back then, I mean, it was seedless, you know, fucking fire, dude. It was incredible, you know, whatever. I was stoked. Pulled a half pound of just some miscellaneous smelling strains that I'll never see again. I don't know what they were, just some random stuff. But when you grow it yourself with good soil and good conditions, you can bring out the full nose. You can bring out the full character of what the genetics have. You know, that stuff was grown in fucking dirt with, you know, water and clay, you know. I've been to Mexico, dude. My homies were growing down there, 7-acre patch, putting, you know, 10 plants in a hole this big, and then putting holes right next to each other, just dirt, you know, just digging up dirt. Yeah. You know, getting, you know, 6-foot plants with like one bud on the top of each plant. It's garbage. But you take that same seed and you grow it proper under some lights or in, you know, it's not going to be the fire probably, but it'll be worthy, you know, worthy head stash, you know, I'm sure.
Which way do you prefer to grow, indoor or outdoor?
You know, I prefer for smoke. I think indoor living soil is probably the best smoke for me. I prefer that. I find that, you know, organic living beds have more nose and depth in the smoke itself. And I find that like saltweed has incredible bag appeal, can have some good nose, but really when you get into saltweed, when you're smoking it and tasting it, it's not as smooth, it's more harsh. You know, that's my experience. So I'm not hating on it because there's selling potatoes and there's eating potatoes. Right. You know, and some of those selling potatoes look great. But I want depth, and I'd rather have something look less bag appeal. You know, maybe not quite look as glamorous or as sparkly, but have more nose and have more flavor and more depth. You know, that's what I'm looking for when I'm smoking. I want that fire, you know, not just looks amazing, but like has it in the nose. You can, you know, not even on the way in, but as you blow it out, it's like, blow it out. You know what I mean? It lingers on your tongue. That shit. Yep. And maybe you can get that with salt. I don't know. I haven't smoked it yet. So I'm not saying you can't. I don't know. Yeah. Yep. I'll do a taste test.
For real.
What's up? Let's do a taste test. I'm down. I don't know. I just know how I feel, you know.
So you think you'll get more the terps from the live soil than the salt?
I think so. I mean, more's not the right word because it's like, you know, when things burn, they change. When you combust them, they change their structure. You know, it changes. So, you know, how that structure was built, what the foundation of that is, when you burn it and it transfers into like a burnt terp flavor. I can't say there's more or less terps. I would say that there's more depth. You know, there's more richness in organic. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but there's more like more aftertaste, more lingered, less harsh typically. But again, you can dry it poorly and you can fuck it all up anyway. Even, you know, organic, you know, living soil beds, doesn't matter. So it's a fine art, you guys. You know that it's a fine art. Growing weed's a fine art. You'll never grow two batches the same. You can grow the same strain 100 times. You'll never grow it identical. You know, same room, same everything, same. You'll never pull the same crop. And only a grower knows that. Like when they look at it, anybody else, they'll smell it. They'll look, oh yeah, more OG. Oh yeah, more fucking, you know, gelato. But like the grower, when they're pulling that crop, when they're watching it grow, they know it's different. They can tell. They know it's different. You know, when they dry it and they get it to the end, they know it's different, dude. They know. They fucking know. It's a fine art, dude. They're you know, growers are in the details. They're really into their art, you know. It's an art. Growing weed's an art. It's an art.
That's a fact.
It's a lot of work.
Yep.
So in the growing world right there, how important is this process right here for you to have a nice hanging space, a dry out space and stuff like that?
You know, it's so important. It's hard to even overstate. And yet the industry standard is net and trellis and trashing your weed. You know, the process whereby you hang on a trellis and unhang, it trashes your weed. It takes so much time. It's so labor intensive. I won't even go into the energetics of like how miserable it feels to fucking wreck weed when you're taking it off and it gets in your eyes and all that shit. That's a whole nother problem. But what we have is so needed and so it game changer. Like, you know, again, 99% of people that purchase our system come back and buy more, you know, often during the first harvest. They just want a little bit more, you know, but definitely when they set up another spot, everybody gets hooked up in another spot. Like we have so many return customers, like again and again and again. Like once they're turned on to what we sell, they never go back. And some of the large MSOs, this is funny. It's not funny, but not funny. But one of the largest MSOs that we work with, a couple of years ago, we wanted to do some branding, marketing with them. And they're like, no. We don't want anybody to know we're using the shit. And to be honest, we don't want anybody else to use it because it's saving us time and money. It's making us have a cheaper product to sell. It's giving us a better margin and it's giving us an edge on our competition. So sorry, nothing personal, but we can't help you. Man. So, You know, that fucking speaks volumes. You know, it's like, I'm not a hater. I'm great. You know, you're killing it. You don't want anybody to know. I can't hate on that. I still got to broadcast because I'm trying to make money and save everybody else money. I'm trying to bring everybody up to this level. And a lot of it's education. It's largely education. I grew weed my whole life. So I already know I'm already doing it. It's already working. Everybody that's growing weed, been doing it their whole life. They're already hanging weed. They're already drying weed. They already got it sorted out, right? They're using net, trellis, whatever they're doing. They already have it sorted out. So for me to educate them, you know, it can be very difficult for them to grasp the ROI until their hands are on it. When they get their hands on it, there's nothing to talk about. But I battle a lot with ego naturally because they're already doing it. Why do they want to go spend money on some system they never heard of, never seen before? They want me to have them spend a bunch of money on it, and they don't even know anything about it, and they're already doing it. Why would they do that? So cold calling for me is real hard. These days, people call me. I don't have to cold call anymore. People see the system. They're like, my buddy's got your system. I love it. What do I need? And it's just like, boom, it's like butter. I set them up proper. They're stoked. And now they tell everybody that they know. So it's kind of like that. I can't really go after people anymore. I don't really push it. I just have to wait for them because if they understand it, then I don't have to fight with them. Right. If they don't understand it, I'm just battling with them to be like, no, you're going to save money. No, it's a one-time purchase. No, it's going to organize everything. No, everybody's going to be so happy. No, the weed's going to be so clean coming off. I don't want to fight with them. Like, I don't want to fight. I don't need to fight with them. This shit's awesome. It speaks for itself when you use it. But some people, they know too much. Right. They already have it figured out. I can't help them. I can't help them. They have to come to me. They have to come to me later when their buddy's using it. And they see their buddy using it, and their buddy's like, this shit's so awesome. I'm crushing it. Then they call me. And then they want to be my friend. Until then, it's like, too much pushback. It's too much struggle. So
when that happens,
go ahead.
Like when that happens, like when you talk to a potential customer, whatever it may be, and you're explaining the significance, like of this equipment right here, and they trying to shun it off, but then later on down the line, they see one of their partners or business associate, you know what I'm saying, they got it and they thriving, and then they come back, like what is that experience?
Well, I welcome them with open arms because I want to be friends with everybody.
Facts.
That's right.
I mean? I'm like, I don't want to create any friction. So, it feels so great. I mean, what the best feeling is when somebody purchases and then they call me back and I see my phone ring and I see the caller ID and it's somebody I sold something to. And I know if it's 3, 4, 6 months, a year later, I know they're calling for more equipment. Like I know they are. Like they already bought stuff. They're happy. So they're calling me to get more. I love it, dude. That's the best experience for me is truly serving growers a quality product that changes their flow, that is a literal game changer for them. And then getting the feedback from them, just hearing how it was so amazing, why it was so amazing, what it did for their bottom line. Dude, I love it. I'm blessed. It's like fucking best ever.
Most definitely. Tell us some states that the J Hanger is in right now.
Oh shit, dude, we're worldwide.
That's dope.
We're worldwide. UK, Denmark, New Zealand, Canada. I've got stuff going to Thailand now. Soon to Costa Rica, dude. On and on, all the states, dude.
That's dope.
States, California, Missouri, Chicago, Michigan, New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Florida, Oregon, Colorado, on and on, Montana, on and on, dude. We've done hundreds of sales. I mean,
that's dope.
Like we're very little known because we're only on Instagram, on LinkedIn. It's hard to market cannabis stuff,
Yes, so, it is.
And we just started doing trade shows. Dude, that was like the 3rd trade show when I saw you guys. That's our 3rd trade show ever. And so we need exposure. We already know we got like the best system, the game changer. We already know what we have is epic. We just got to broadcast it and get it out there and get it in people's hands. Because once they use it, they're telling everybody that they know. This is grassroots shit. Like really, most of our traction comes from homies that are using it, and then they come back for more, and then their buddy sees it, and references just like, hey, my buddy used your shit, he told me to call you. That's how it goes down, like that's
word of mouth.
So we need more exposure, man. That's all we need. We need to get put on. We need to get blasted on, on some platforms, just like this, man. It's great coming out and talking to you guys and letting people know what we have. They don't even know I exist to know that we're an option.
That's a
Some
fact.
people have no money, so they're like, fuck it, I can't. Look, I'm not buying that because I don't have any money. Other people are like, dude, where have you been my whole life? I've got an endless checkbook. I need what you have, and price is no object. And it's just a game changer for them because they want the best, and they want the best workflow. They want the best environment. They want the best equipment. And that's what we do. We do the best stuff, man. We do the best of the best.
Is there any well-known grow facilities that that's like out there that use your equipment?
I mean, several MSOs use our stuff. Some, I mean, I can't really say their names. I'm not pretty, but yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny like that. I'm not really at liberty to say everybody that uses our stuff.
Right.
But there's just so many people using it, man. You go to the Instagram, I got videos on videos of applications. I mean, I've got so many different real, not drawings, not like scenarios, not like, cartoons, but like real time, me at a facility, me harvesting, knocking down with somebody that I've set up proper and going through the motion with them. Everything on Instagram is all customers. None of those are my harvest. None of those. There's like one of my personal grow cutting down a plant in my backyard or something like that. But those are all large scale customers. Everybody I've built out. And it's just, I mean, that's just a small fraction of who we've served.
Right.
We do serve huge customers that do, upwards of 15,000 dry pounds at a time, dry facilities that use our large scale equipment that are, seasonal, knocking down in the fall, September, October, November, doing, 30,000, 40,000 pounds, bringing in 15 at a time, trying to get 3 rounds in. And so there's some big players out there that use our stuff that are doing huge numbers. And this stuff, it's a game changer for them. They couldn't do what they do, and they couldn't accomplish what they do without this equipment. Period. It's not possible. You end up with garbage work. You end up with moldy, rotten, dry, abused, beat up, trashy material. Our systems allow you to cut and hang 10 miles from the dry room, already cut and hung, already organized, already safe and sound, not sitting in a tote for 2 hours or 4 hours, starting to compost and sweat and degrade. And that's what happens, when you sit and you start composting a plant you just cut down. It's composting in a tote, not so quickly, but literally it's sweating, it's perspiring, that humidity, it starts to get soft and flat. Like again, nothing like what we do. It's all on the Instagram. There's tons, go to Dry Flower or Dry Flower Solutions at Instagram. There's so many videos on there of huge facilities, small facilities, somebody using a tent grow, somebody using a classic kit. All these, everything we offer is really visible on there and actually functional and in use, And we've got stuff that people don't even know about. Some stuff in the bag still that just hasn't even dropped yet. That's, we're still working on so many things. We've got 50 or 60 SKUs, and I'm continuing to, innovate more products around our flagship hangers.
That's how you do it.
It's next level, dude. It's so next level, you guys. Next level shit.
So do you guys have a website?
Yep. You can find us at dryflower.com, and that's dryflower with an I, on Instagram at dryflower with an I or dryflower solutions. Those are all great places to reference our product and see them in action. To get hooked up, it's best to reach out. Hit me on the Instagram or go to the website and reach out there. And we just do a short 5-10 minute consultation to assess what somebody needs. Then we do a 3D CAD render of their space. We show them exactly what it's going to take, how it lays out, and it's butter.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope, man. And it was great, getting the knowledge of the J hangers and, and talking to you more about it. Like I said, we met you at the CanaCon, and it was a dope experience. Meeting you. We seen when we walked up, y'all was out there doing the yoga. Y'all was doing a little bit of yoga when we walked up. But and just the setup, and then you had and they call it the J hangers and stuff. I like that too though, because I'm Big J. So you see that J on the hanger.
We were fucking around doing yoga there, dude. We're playful. We're fun. We want to have fun in life. We want to live fun, have fun, and enjoy life. So yeah, a little bit of yoga in the booth when it's slow. Nothing wrong with that, man. Good
Not
times,
at all.
right?
Not at
Good
all.
time.
For sure, for
Trying
sure.
to bring in the masses and level them up.
Yep. So tell everybody again where they can find you at.
You guys can find us at dryflower.com. That's got all the products, all the pricing, dryflower.com. And then on Instagram at dryflower, and that's with an I, dryflower with an I. That's got all the content to see all the action of what we do. But again, reach out direct through either one of those channels, and let's start a conversation. Let's get you hooked up.
Yep. And yeah, definitely check out their Instagram. And I like how you engage with your customers and you ask them about the product, you know, on a lot of them videos and stuff though. You know, I watched a lot of them and they all seem very happy with the product. Wasn't nobody complaining, oh, this could be better or anything like that. It was like, man, this shit is the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Knock on wood. I haven't had no complaints.
Oh,
I mean, fuck, you know, no
that's
complaints.
That's what's up,
No
man.
return.
Hey,
No return, dude. High fives. Only high fives for days.
That's right. So hey, man. So man, enjoy, man, and hit a fat ass dab, man, and find your best way to smoke, man. And we definitely appreciate you stopping in and giving us this good information, man. And you guys out there, go check out Dry Flower. They got some dope harvesting equipment, man. Tap in with them, and like you said, they got more shit coming.
That's what's up. Thanks, Big J.
All right,
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
For sure, man. Have a good one. All right,
yeah,
peace.
we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
That's the best way to smoke podcast. Big.
Yeah, man. But that was dope though, just to get, you know, all that different information and stuff though, what he was talking about with the J hangers. And, you know, just to be able to provide a different way for the growers to be able to grow to harvest their shit, you know, more effectively to where, you know, they don't have to deal with the mold and different kind of things like that, man. So again, man, tap into to Dry Flower, you know, and check out their J hangers and other products they got coming.
Check them out. Hit the like button, subscribe, and tell a friend.
Baby.